What's up, guys? I know it's been a while. It's been a long time, about a year since I uploaded on this channel here. I've missed you. Um, oh, oh, I've, oh, I've missed this feeling. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. In June of last year, July of last year, I had used an infrared machine that was like a salon quality, like a large size one, and it severely burned my face. It caused like a lot of heat and redness, and I don't want to go into too much detail because I want to move past that, but essentially it gave me really bad rosacea around here. I'll show you a picture here. It would not go away. I went to more than 6 dermatologists. They prescribed me a bunch of creams. I took antibiotics for a little bit. Even used I used a steroid first, and then I tapered off into using calcineurin inhibitors. They're all prescription. And I found this one doctor in Chicago that said the only way to eradicate it was to use a laser, a pulse dye laser, to remove it. And so I did it earlier this year, and it severely burned my face. Blisters, swelling, and just crusting and oozing. The redness from the laser turned brown, and it just wouldn't go away. Basically, I was ashamed. I was ashamed because I had nobody to blame but myself. I did this to myself, essentially. And I have always loved skincare. It's how I really started my channel. I just love the idea of it, the tactile sensation, the idea that you're giving yourself care. And so when this happened, I completely gave up. I didn't... This was how bad it looked for 4 months or more, and there's still some residual scarring. I don't know how to explain the deep depression that I went through. I had to stay with a friend for a couple months. A couple of friends actually housed me, so I'm very thankful for that because they were worried, and I was worried if I would be left alone, something would happen, and I have thought about it a couple times. I did go to therapy. I tried antidepressants for a couple months. I've been I I've been doing this for a while, and I preach about self-love and self-acceptance. Not preach, but I encourage you guys to accept yourself and love yourselves. And I just felt like such a hypocrite when this happened to me. I could not stop judging myself, and I could not stop blaming myself for everything that happened. It was really hard to show my face anywhere. I couldn't even go to the grocery stores. Thank God for masks at the time, My skin's getting better. Thankfully, it took, I did it in March, so it's August now, so it took 5 whole months for it to fade. The scarring, essentially, the blistering. Throughout this time that I wasn't working, I just felt so useless, so restless. And I don't like tying my value as a human being to productivity, but unfortunately, it's hard not to because we live in this society that values output. It's hard to separate that. I hated it. I hated not doing anything, but that depression really stopped me from doing anything. I didn't work out, I didn't take care of my face, I didn't work, I didn't go anywhere, and thankfully I had some money saved up. It's been hard. It's been tough. I think the pandemic obviously changed a lot of people, and I feel like I'm in the stage of trying to discover myself again. When I started YouTube, I was like 20. I'm like 30 now. And I felt like if I did not take this break, I would be stuck in this 20-year-old mind. So I had to take this break to really explore what I liked, detach myself from this persona that I've created online. And even though I will say that what you see online is pretty close to what you get in person, I felt like I had to act a certain way because of YouTube, and I couldn't really deviate or explore my sexuality, my gender expression, all these different things that sometimes it's better to go through off camera. So in a way, I'm still going through it, and we all change and grow as human beings. I mean, I'm excited for myself to see a new person slowly, but I don't know like how that would, how you guys would take it. I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind because I've always been quite vulnerable and open, and I want to continue being even more vulnerable and more open in the future. It was starting to become really difficult with the pressure of, being a full-time YouTuber. I see YouTubers with beautiful houses, giant houses, beautiful families, their life all put together, the dishes are always done, the laundries, you never see it. So I had this idea of myself that if I wanted to be a successful YouTuber, that my life had to be perfect, when in reality, it's not. It's not. And I put this standard on myself that I cannot even achieve, and that's why it spiraled into such a difficult time for me. Like, I made an Ivan that the real Ivan can't even compare. And I don't want to do that anymore. And I never want anyone to feel this way when they watch my videos, to feel that they are less than or they're not enough. And I'm sorry if I ever created this type of persona to make you feel this way, because that's not my intention ever for my videos. And I started to feel that way for myself. I also, I don't talk about my relationships very much, but I also broke up before the pandemic. So I'm still going through that, processing that, and even though it's been a long time, I think it's quite difficult for me to get over relationships, because when I date, I expose myself fully, and I'm very, very vulnerable. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And I'm trying to find my ground again. I'm trying to find who Ivan is again, to be able to stand on my own. If you don't know this, well, I've never shared this, but I've been in relationships since I was 19. And I've never really dated, as in the first person that showed me interest, that came up to me at a bar or club or date, was the person that I got with. So essentially, I got into one relationship, broke up, and the first person that talked to me was the next one I was getting into, and the next one I was getting into. And I felt like if I did not take this break, I would not have broken this pattern of dating, of just giving myself up to the first person that shows me interest, because I had such low self-esteem. That's how insecure I was, and maybe still am. And that's why I'm still working through all of this. And it's very difficult to put into words, share that part when I'm still going through it, because it's so raw. But I don't want to hide it anymore. This is real life, and this is what people go through, and this is what I'm going through. I'm starting to be open to love again, even though I've been hurt. Therapy has helped, for sure. The biggest thing with my relationships, not just any particular partner, was that most of my partners, one, didn't enjoy me being on social media with the attention that I get, and they didn't appreciate how increasingly feminine I was becoming, in terms of expression, makeup, dressing. And so I thought I had done a lot of work to dispel that in my life. I thought I was really proud of myself for being able to express myself freely in a world that is not that forgiving sometimes. But it hurts a lot more when it comes to somebody you really love and care for. And I don't know if any amount of therapy is gonna take those words away that were said, but I'm trying. So I definitely learned a lot this this whole year. And I'm very thankful. Thankful for the support, always, because I know when I was gone, I got a lot of DMs on my Instagram and comments on my YouTube asking me how I was doing. And you really don't know how much it helped me because the reason why I started doing this was to connect with people. And when the pandemic hit, I felt like because I didn't see any faces or hear you guys, I felt like what I was doing was quite pointless and I was just creating videos into the void. But now that everything's opening up again, I feel like I can see you. I can see people on the street. I can meet people. And that makes what I do a lot more meaningful. It's not just me screaming into a camera, you know, like it actually makes me feel like, okay, somebody can feel less alone. You know, these are real feelings, that real human experiences that that are difficult sometimes. And not every day is rainbows and sunshine and perfect self-care days. Sometimes it really, really hurts. And sometimes it's great. And I know I'm crying a lot, but I'm actually in a much better headspace than I was a month ago. So I don't want you to worry. I got this. You got this. It's just been a hard couple years. I'm doing much better. I have a lot more to say, but you know, I think I'll stop for now. I'll maybe talk about other issues that I've learned later on or things that I've experienced, but I just wanted to come back and tell you that I'm okay. And I hope you are too. Thank you. I really appreciate you. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not grateful for what I have. You're a big part of it. So thank you. I will continue working on myself and continue working and show up for myself and for you. I love you. I'll see you in my next video.